I was one of the many children who have a childhood dream of being a marine biologist. Most kids grow out of that, but not me. Today, I am a coral reef ecologist. And my job is very different from what I imagined as a young child. Instead of chasing dolphins through the ocean, I spend most of my time at a desk in an office. But I still love my job, and I feel grateful that I get to live this childhood dream that I had. I also feel grateful because as a child, I got to see a pristine Caribbean reef. I remember going snorkeling with my parents in Florida, holding my mom's hand as I put my face in the water. I saw staghorn corals rising from the seafloor to the surface, brilliantly beautiful purple sea fans swaying in the waves. I saw massive boulder-like corals, larger than I was. Today, these reefs are unrecognizable, and many of those corals are gone. Coral reefs are nature's greatest cities, built by clones, powered by partnerships, and home to millions of species. But what is a coral? Corals are animals that form the foundation of reef ecosystems, made up of many clones that act as one. Let me give you an example. If my hand is a coral colony, then each finger is a polyp, an individual animal that can live independently or in a colony with other clones, connected at the base through tissue. They can share nutrients and resources with each other. Corals also have a secret partner, microscopic algae that live inside their cells, turning sunlight into sugar. These partnerships are what allow corals to thrive in tropical, clear, nutrient-depleted seas. But when temperatures exceed the thermal limits of corals, this partnership breaks. The algae starts to harm the coral, and so the coral kicks them out, losing its main source of food. This is what you and I know of as coral bleaching. Think of bleaching as an imposed famine. A bleached coral is still alive, but starving. Repeated and prolonged bleaching will eventually kill them. All that's left is a ghostly white skeleton where a vibrant community once lived. Coral reefs occupy less than 1% of the ocean floor, but they are home to 25%, 1/4 of all ocean organisms. Corals also provide services to humans that are worth an estimated $375 billion through three main ways: producing seafood, protecting the coast from storms, and supporting ecotourism, like scuba diving. To help you put this in perspective, that value is more than the total global film, music, and video game industries combined. But we are losing them. In the past 70 years, worldwide coral cover has declined by half. If warming continues at current rates, most reefs will disappear by 2050. That's in 25 years. I study reefs in Hong Kong. Hong Kong waters are home to over 145 species of coral, more than the entire Caribbean Sea that I visited as a child. This is despite the presence of over 7 million people living right here, plus an additional 118 million living upstream in the Pearl River Delta. These corals face enormous local stressors through pollution and fishing. Nutrients run off from agriculture and sewage, fueling the growth of algae that can smother corals. Overfishing removes fish that feed on these seaweeds and help keep them in check. And on top of all of this, the global stressor of climate change. Just this past summer, Hong Kong corals experienced their worst bleaching to date. So, this reality can feel overwhelming. Sometimes my job can feel pointless, knowing that the reefs I love continue to disappear. So, how can we stay motivated? How do I get up every day and show up at my job? I keep going and I keep working because there's a middle ground. We will not save reefs as they were 70 years ago, but we can reduce loss. Let's acknowledge what is going well. In many places around the world, including Hong Kong, governments and communities have taken steps to reduce local stressors. In Hong Kong, we've built sewage treatment plants, reducing discharge. The government here has banned trawling, a fishing practice that can damage corals. In the past 10 years, the amount of protected ocean area in Hong Kong has tripled, from 2,500 hectares to over 8,300 hectares. These actions buy corals time. They reduce local stressors, giving them a better chance to survive global change. So what can we do with that time? We will not save reefs if we rely on collective action through individual choices. We need regulation to rapidly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Rather than making sustainable choices for yourself, lobby for regulation. Contact your government and advocate for climate-friendly policies. You can either contact local representatives or participate in calls for public action. In Hong Kong, you can reach out to the Ecology and Environment Bureau, and the QR code on the screen will take you to their webpage with contact information. There is still value in individual action, especially those with an outsized impact. First, avoid beef and dairy as much as possible. This is the single action an individual can take that has the greatest reduction in their carbon footprint. If 100,000 people see this talk and stop eating beef, that is a notable difference. Second, move away from gas appliances and towards electric appliances. If you're remodeling your home, consider an electric hot plate induction stovetop or an electric water heater. Why not both? Finally, hold organizations accountable. If you see opportunities in your workplace, your school, or your community to reduce inefficiency or waste, speak up. Those are your opportunities to affect the behavior of a group rather than just yourself. Corals thrive in their environment because they are collectives. Many clones living together in partnership with algae. If there is one thing that we can learn from these remarkable organisms, it's that nothing can survive in isolation. We need regulation to band us together into one collective unit so that we can address climate change. Thank you.